Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about useless miracles in Islam. Muslims claim there are so many miracles in Islam, and today I want to talk about some of those miracles that I consider very useless. Let us start with Surah An-Nahl, verse 16. When Solomon inherited David, he said, O people, we have been taught the language of birds, and we have been given from all things. Indeed, this is evident bounty. Language of birds. How useless is this? What kind of miracles is this? Jesus healed the lepers. Do you see the contrast? Even if you can, let's say you can understand language of birds, what do you think the bird's gonna talk about? Can you imagine? So that's why this is useless. Next one. Still Surah Nahl, verse 18 to 19. Until when they came upon the valley of the ants, an ant said, O ants, enter your dwelling, that you not be crushed by Solomon and his soldiers, while they perceive not. So Solomon smiled, amused at her speech, and said, My Lord, enable me to be grateful for your favor which you have bestowed upon me and upon my parents, and to do righteousness of which you approve, and admit me by your mercy into the ranks of your righteous servants. Another useless miracle. First of all, you see, an ant said to other ants, and the female ant said, Oh, ants, wow, I don't know. Do horses know that they're horses? Do camels know we call them camels? So, how come an ant call other ants ants? This is very strange. This kind of story only fit for children under 7. If you tell a story like this to someone who is 8 years old, they'll be laughing. So, this is another useless miracle in Islam. Next one, Surah Al-Isra, verse 1. Exalted is he who took his servant by night from Al-Masjid Al-Haram to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, whose surrounding we have blessed, to show him of our signs. Indeed, he is the hearing, the seeing. This is allegedly about Prophet Muhammad. Well, Quran is very detailed in explaining anything. As you know, the verse actually doesn't give the name. We don't know who it is. But let's say, pretend that we agree, we all agree that this is about Prophet Muhammad, talking to Prophet Muhammad. Ask yourself, what kind of benefit anyone get from this miracle? So Prophet Muhammad from Al-Masjid Al-Haram went to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. Well, nobody saw, of course. At night, nobody saw. Everyone was sleeping. Let's say, pretend the story is true and we believe this story. What kind of benefit do human beings, or forget human beings, what kind of benefits did the people who lived that time get? Ask yourself if you're a Muslim. Nothing. Nothing. Because if they say they go for Hajj, this is they follow the Prophet. How come Hajj does not include Jerusalem? So obviously, this proves two things. Well, of course, it's obvious Al-Aqsa is not in Jerusalem. That's why Hajj that does not include Jerusalem. And secondly, because nobody followed this, so it means it didn't happen. It did not happen. Next one, Surah Qamar, verse 1. This is the most common verse people use or Muslims use to prove that their prophet had a miracle, splitting the moon. The hour has come near and the moon has split. Let's pretend this happened. Let's pretend we all agree this happened. I ask again the same question. What kind of benefit anyone get from this? From this kind of miracle? The moon split and then, first of all, of course we know this didn't happen because the moon is big. If the moon split above Toronto, people from Mississauga, from Scarborough, from Guelph, from New York would be able to see it and confirm it. But who saw this? Really? And if this had happened, what kind of benefits did anyone get from this? Because there were so many people still do not believe or did not believe that Muhammad was a prophet, even after this. So it's obviously useless. It's not increasing the number of believers. Let's go to Hadith. Jamiat Tirmidhi, Hadith number 3626. I know the grade is Da'if, but it is still compiled. So Da'if still good enough. Da'if is good enough. Because Tirmidhi still compiled, so it has to be good enough. Narrated Ali ibn Talib, Abi Talib. I was with the Prophet in Makkah. We departed to one of its suburbs. And no mountain or tree was before him, except it said, Peace be upon you, O Messenger of Allah. Can you imagine the desert saying, Peace be upon you, O Messenger of Allah? What kind of useless story is this? Useless miracle. It could be one of the followers saying that, but he just didn't know who it was. Because it's not just the two of them, Muhammad and Ali, but there are many people following them. Right? Next one. This is not Da'if, is Sahih Muslim, hadith number 2277. Jabir bin Samura reported Allah's Messenger as saying, I recognize the stone in Makkah, which used to pay me salutations before my advent as a prophet, and I recognize that even now. Wow. He remembered that stone, the one which used to pay salutation. Ah, that's cute. He remembered. This is another useless story, useless miracle. A stone? Really? Paying salutation? And you don't think there's a jinn in that stone? Maybe. I don't know. Was the stone a male or female? Next one. Sahih al Bukhari, hadith number 3579, narrated Abdullah. We used to consider miracles as Allah's blessing, but you people consider them to be a warning. Once we were with Allah's messenger on a journey, and we ran short of water. He said, bring the water remaining with you. The people brought a utensil containing a little water. He placed his hand in it and said, come to the blessed water. The blessing is from Allah. I saw the water flowing from among the fingers of our messenger. And no doubt, we heard the meal glorifying Allah when it was eaten by him. I will talk about the water in my next video. But today I want you to focus on the last sentence. And no doubt, we heard the meal glorifying Allah. Okay. This is very, very stupid. The meal glorifying Allah. I don't need to explain it any further, I guess. Let's go to the next one. Al-Bukhari, hadith number 3585, narrated Anas bin Malik, that he heard Jabir bin Abdullah saying, the roof of the mosque was built over trunks of dead palms, working as pillars. When the Prophet delivered a sermon, he used to stand by one of those trunks till the pulpit was made for him, and he used it instead. Then we heard the trunk sending a sound like a pregnant she-camel till the Prophet came to it and put his hand over it. Then it became quiet. Jesus made the storm stop and made the sea quiet because the boat was on it, so they don't fall into the sea. In contrast, in Islam, Prophet Muhammad heard a trunk of a tree crying like a she-camel, and he put his hands on it, and then it became quiet. You see the contrast? This is another useless miracle. Last one. This is not from Hadith, this is not from Quran, but this is what many Muslims believe. Anyway, regarding the shadow of the messenger, Deoban.org. The question, did the master of both worlds, Allah bless him and give him peace, have a shadow or not? Some lecturers said that the Prophet did not have a shadow. Is there any evidence for this? And the guy who answered gave him evidence. Let us see the evidence. It is if it is established with authentic and reliable chain of transmission that is a miracle, the blessed messenger did not have a shadow. No Muslim will hesitate in accepting this fact. However, there are no reports of with reliable chain of transmission. However, there's a single narration mentioned by Imam Jalal al-Din al-Suyuti. This is Imam as-Suyuti, one of the top imam, one of the top scholars of Islam. In his book Al-Qasai al-Kubra, in chapter regarding the miracle in the prophets, Hakim al-Tirmidhi narrates from Abdul Rahman ibn Qais al-Safrani, from Abdul Malik ibn Abdullah ibn al-Walid from Sukran that no shadow could be seen from the Prophet in sunlight nor in moonlight. Imam al-Suyuti then comments, Ibn Sabah says, from his specialties is that his shadow would not fall upon the earth. No shadow fall upon the earth. So this is why many Muslims believe that Muhammad is light. Therefore, he did not have shadow. He was light. But again, there's no reliable chain of transmission. It was just Imam Jalaluddin Asyuti who says that. Actually, there is one more miracle I forgot. This did the earth swallow the stool of Nabi? Did the earth swallow the stool of Prophet Muhammad? Even though there's no narration, even though there's no reliable narration, Muslims say yes. If you see, if you take a look the reference here, it's all again from Asuyuti, right? Kasai al-Kubra, as you can see right away. And then here, Imam Ibn Hibban. And then Imam Baihaqi. So they as Islam getting older, more and more people, their own scholars adding story, little bit, little bit. So look at this. The earth swallow his poop. What kind of miracle is this? Useless miracle. And some people say his poop smell like musk. This is exactly the same, like this, no shadow. What? If Prophet Muhammad had no shadow, why didn't everyone believe that he was an angel or something? Had no shadow. Like Dracula. If he had no shadow, he would not fight any battle. Because the enemy would be scared right away. The guy doesn't have shadow. Who is this guy we are fighting against? And every time he poop, the earth swallow his poop. I don't know about that. If you dig the sand and then you cover it again after you poop, of course it looks like the earth swallow your poop, but it's not quote unquote swallowing like loop, you know. As you can see, these are all useless miracles in Islam. If you're a Muslim, ask yourself, do you really believe this? Talking ants, language of birds, language of jinn. Anyway, that's all from me for tonight. Thank you for watching and listening. Whether you believe in the miracles of Islam or not, God bless you all. Have a nice life.